Hey, Peace Warriors. So, this month, I really thought it was important that we talked about Reiki and answered the questions that you guys have been asking me because there's been some wonderful questions out there. And I want to make sure that energy healing, Reiki can become or feel more attainable, more mainstream for you. It is such an amazing modality that can help you heal yourself, that can bring clarity and restfulness and really this new sense of self to you with such minimal effort. It's really about taking in the energy, accepting that energy, and know that this is non-invasive, but can be so very powerful. So I thought I'd answer a couple of questions that I've been getting from you guys. Um, so, I mean, one of the basic things is what really is Reiki healing? And it is an energy modality. And the way I like to explain it is that um, like this beautiful, loving white light comes in my head and out my hands. And so while yes, Reiki practitioners typically touch your skin at certain areas and the main chakra areas, I also practice a technique of, it's called boson beaming. So I don't really touch your skin, though there are fantastic practitioners that do touch your skin. It's just how it feels to you and how it feels the most effective. And so this Reiki energy, again, non-invasive, super relaxing. Most people on the table feel tingles or warmth. It's funny because some people will do this in person and they'll be like, "Oh, you were touching me," and I'm like, "No, I wasn't really." And they're like, "Nope, I know you were touching me." Okay, because that's how that energy feels. Recently, just a couple of days ago, I was working on a client that was 50 miles away, and he's like, "I feel your hand on my forehead." Now, we both knew that was impossible because I was 50 miles away, but you can feel the sensations of the heat and the love that's all coming in to do some healing. So, why don't we talk about what is a session feel like? So, or what does it look like? So, there are two ways to receive Reiki healing, energy healing through me. And one is in person, and the other is virtual. So, on the phone. There are clients all across the globe that I have worked with virtually. So it is still a really viable way to receive that energy because the long distance symbol has been attuned and we can send healing energy to a place, a person, a time. Okay. So what happens when someone comes in, let's just say in person? So when they're in person, you stay completely clothed, and I have a large, comfy massage table for you to lay on. You lay on your back with your eyes closed. I like to put on a little mask, a little weighted eye pillow, because we have all these beautiful nerve endings around our eyes. And so that helps us relax as well, these lovely little eye pillows that we have. And I have healing bowls that are not only playing around us, but that I also use some sound healing during that session as well. Um, and so you lay there after we've talked about an intention of how we want this healing to go or what we want to focus on. And I basically bring you down to this beautiful meditative state for yourself. And then I make sure that all the Reiki symbols I put into the top of your head. Again, it's just really quiet and relaxing. And I start to clear the spaces that need it. Now, because of my intuition and the intuitive nature of talking to my angels and your angels and the Reiki masters that have ascended and are here to help us, I can see certain things about your system. So I can look at your structural system, your nervous system, your blood system, your organs. But even more importantly, I can see your chakra system. And that chakra system helps me understand larger barriers that you have to overcome. So once I can get your chakras working in the way that they need to work, both emotionally and physically, wow, the amazing, amazing, amazing feeling of accomplishment, of freedom, of fulfillment, that you can, and also of empowerment, that you can go forward and achieve these wonderful results for yourself, to be more productive, to feel better, to change these physicalities that may be affecting you. That all happens. It's really quite wonderful. And then I will wrap you in golden white light and then bring you back out of that meditation, and then we talk about it. And so when I do it over the phone, it's almost exactly the same thing. I don't talk typically during the Reiki session itself, because you are in this beautiful meditative state with your angels, and I don't really want to interfere with that process, because that's like your special time that you are bonding with your angels and the energy and your body. I know it sounds kind of woo woo, but it really, really isn't. It's so amazing that anyone that is willing to help change themselves can do this for themselves. Seriously. I mean, I've been working with energy for 40 years now. And the things that happen when someone releases, either both emotionally or physically, are profound. Profound in front of me, profound later on for their lives. It's just this amazing tool. So let's see, what else do people want to know? They want to know if Reiki energy can ever do any harm. No, Reiki can never do harm. Not only is the intention for a loving, healing, soft recovery, which is the most important thing, but energy in this form, because how Dr. Yusui, I'm a Yusui trained master, has brought that in. And my intention is always that this energy that comes in, the wavelengths that come in, the love that comes into your body is only there for good and positive things. So whatever will propel your life in a positive way, right? So let's see. How do you know if Reiki energy is working? That's a great question. And I have to tell you, it just kind of depends. When I'm doing work on someone, either in person or over the phone, they can sometimes feel the energy flowing. They can feel the flow. You might feel tingles. You might feel warmth. Sometimes you feel coolness, because I do love to put like water underneath you. So this way you can suspend a little and take all the pressure points. So sometimes people feel a little chill. Sometimes they actually feel clicking. We did a group Reiki session recently, and I was playing some healing bowls. And at the exact same moment, 3 people, all in different sides of the room, all coughed once, all 3 at the exact same moment. And so they were having this a physical release too. Sometimes you cry because you're releasing that. Others sweat. And sometimes you really don't feel that much at all. But knowing that it works is such a key to how you feel about it. I will tell you that typically I tell people, right, because you're going to say, well, what's next? What happens next? So that night, after you've had a Reiki session, all that energy is going to continue to work when you're its most relaxed state. That's why I put you into a meditative state. But even at night, it's going to continue to work for 2 or 3 days. So really, you're going to get the greatest benefit within 2 or 3 days after your Reiki session, because that energy has settled and is continued to work within your body. So that's when I get a lot of text saying, wow, I feel this way, or, oh my gosh, this has really helped. I can hear a little better. My joints are working better. I don't have pain. My heart feels better. So I always say, try and wait at least those 2 or 3 days after to really be aware, to refocus on, how do I feel? How do I feel today? All right. So that's also another wonderful way to kind of track what's happening for your Reiki session. All right. Let's see. I think one of the other questions we have is, what is it? So I said I was a Reiki master teacher, and I studied under Yusui. So you may say, what exactly does that mean? Well, I've been studying for a really long time. Again, 40 years I've been using energy in general. I think it was 1986 when I was attuned to Reiki itself, which was what the attunement is the gift of these symbols that help me connect to source, God, universe, and bring in their loving light. And so those attunements are given at different tiers of Reiki. There's Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3, then there's master teacher. And my master teacher actually had a rule that you had to do two Reiki 2 and Reiki 3, and you had to practice those for at least 5 years before she would introduce you to the master teacher status. So I have been doing this for a long time, and it is so joyful for me to do that. And as a master teacher, I can teach classes and attune other people. So this way you can help yourself, you can help your family, you can get better at your job. Please, if you're a nurse or a first responder, at least get attuned to Reiki 1. Protect yourself with all that energy, because you are such a lover and givers. And knowing that the depletion of that energy can actually be refilled so you can continue to live a healthy and beautiful life. That is what we want for everyone. So now that we can do that, look for classes. We have those once or twice a year on heavenslightwellness.com. And also, as a master teacher, it also helps me live into this beautiful space. I feel really blessed to live in this space where I have a lot of trust and almost no fear about the things that will happen in the future. Things happen, of course, but it's nice to feel really connected in a way that helps me live a great life, right? So let's see. I'm trying to think if there's any other questions that we might have. I think those are all of the big ones that we've had a number of questions turned in. So if you have anything else, please feel free to write the question below and we'll answer you, or follow us on our podcasts, on our newsletters, because we're always answering questions that you guys have turned into us. We want to educate you in whatever information you need that I can help you with. All right, so remember that you're loved. I want you to have the most beautiful day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.